I'm joined by none other than Pankaj Gupta. He's the public sector leader for AWS India as well as South Asia. Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for joining us, for being a part of this conversation. Integration of AI into the DPI is something that is exciting to a lot of stakeholders. Give us a sense, working this closely with the government in such close proximity, looking at the future, what do some of these use cases look like when we talk of integration of AI with the DPI? What are some of these solutions that the government, that in partnership with you, can seek to address?
Now, talking about the adoption of AI in some of these use cases, I spoke about NHA earlier. Again, if government is spending that kind of money, billions of dollars, obviously there will be fraud, there will be challenges. So we worked with NHA to help them build a central data lake. And on that data lake now, they're able to run fraud analytics using AI machine learning. One of our services called Bedrock, and then a lot of medical images, a lot of medical documents. So using our AI service like TextRack, we are able to pull the data from those PDF images and put it all into the central data lake. And now in real time, they are able to identify the fake claims. Not just identification of the fake claims from Gen AI to Gen BI, because once you provide these insights to the business decision makers, they'll be able to take action on it. So this is the case of leveraging AI, Gen AI in the case of health. Coal India, one of the world's largest coal producer. I think 80% of the coal demands are met by Coal India, 230,000 plus employees. So they were also thinking of adopting new technologies, AI and Gen AI, and they found an important use case. They do a lot of public procurement. For people, a lot of their subsidiaries and departments to come out with new RFPs. They were looking at here and there. What is the standard format or operating manual or a best guideline or guidance? But now with Gen AI, they're able to come up with the consolidation so that it is leading to improving the agility and making these applications more employee friendly.
DPI clearly at the heart of Digital India and the vision that the government is seeking to give. What does that translate into numbers for you? What does that translate into growth for you?
See, as I said, when I talk about public sector, for me the mission is I want to make a positive impact to the life of every citizen of India. So for me, the customer is every citizen. 1.4 billion people, that's the market impact I'm looking at creating, and the core sectors of agriculture, healthcare, education, skilling, oil and gas, energy, sustainability. So I believe the numbers are endless and countless. It is just a matter of working with the government and the stakeholders. See, I will say, Ashmit, we are still in early stages of cloud adoption, not just in government, even if I look at enterprises. So we are in very early stages of adoption, and I think it is an opportunity for us to work with the stakeholders very closely so that we're able to help them not just see cloud as a technology or a commodity, but try to see as a tool for innovation and experimentation.
Give us a sense, when you look at your demand pipeline, is it coming more from the center? Is it coming more from the states? Is it coming from public sector units, public sector entities? Where does demand lie for you?
See, again, the way I see now, the boundaries are getting blurred. If I'm a citizen, am I a citizen of a state or am I a citizen of a country? Some of these national platforms are giving me these national identities. PMJ is a great example. Till now, when states were doing their own independent health insurance schemes, but if I'm a native of Bihar, tomorrow I travel to Karnataka, will my health insurance scheme work there? So the concept of portability and the unique health IDs becomes very, very important. But across the core sectors, education, healthcare, skilling, I think both the central and state governments are coming together to enable, like ABDM is a great example. The underlying frameworks of the unique IDs, but after that, the adoption has to happen at the state level. So the e-health has to happen at the state level. So we are seeing adoption, and a lot of state governments are now trying to come up with their own RFPs so that they can align their solutions as per the framework set by the central government.
One regulation that all stakeholders are hoping for clarity on is the DPDP rules. The act was passed late last year, around September. It's been a year since then. The guardrails are still not in place. The industry is still groping in the dark as to how to go about complying with this new legislation. Any concerns there?
So first of all, we welcome the consultative approach adopted by the Government of India in terms of engaging with the industry stakeholders, and we welcome the broader move of cross-border data transfer. I believe it will enable the businesses, even the startups and the ISVs. And the second thing is, AWS as the data processor, we align to the global frameworks. Today we provide more than 143 security standards and certification, whether it is PCI DSS for the finance industry, HIPAA for the healthcare industry, or even FedRAMP or GDPR. So we provide those global frameworks for organizations and customers to adopt. And the second thing is what we hear is engaging with the ministry, that as and when the rules come up, the subordinate legislation, and we are looking forward to the opportunity to continue to provide inputs, they will be principles based. They will not be prescriptive. Organizations will be able to adopt the models and the tools till the time they're able to follow the guidelines laid out by the Act. And at the same time, government is also conducting a lot of awareness programs. It is a complex, and I think that awareness will also go a long way for organizations to adopt. And I think data privacy and security goes a long way. It's one of our top priorities as well.
Well, you among very many other stakeholders will be watching keenly at the Ministry of Electronics and IT as to when those rules are out. But Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for joining us, giving us perspective, giving us insight, giving us color on what is clearly an exciting journey for you. I'd like to thank you for taking out time on what is clearly a busy day. Thank you once again for being a part of this conversation.
Thank you so much, Ashwin. Pleasure talking to you.
That's all the time that we have. But for more news and updates, keep watching CNBC TV 18.